In today's video, we are doing a full face of Fenty. This is what we created. Love it. Peachy cheeks, peachy lips, soft neutral eye. I used some of my favorites from Fenty and I tried a couple of new products, which I can categorize now as favorites because they are good. But what makes this video special is I have an early access code for you guys, 30% off site-wide on the Fenty Beauty site using my code LisaJ30. I'm going to share it again once we get into the video, but 30% off today and tomorrow. It's an early access code that I have especially for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start with the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. Now, I do want to mention that when I hear the word skin tint, I think of like sheer light coverage. This definitely gives really beautiful natural coverage, but I feel like it gives more coverage than you might think from a skin tint. It's also very hydrating. I'm going to go in, I have the shade 6 already pumped out here on my hand. I'm going to go in with the 101, and I'm really going to load the brush up, and we're just going to go and kind of bounce this on the skin. This is a beautiful, beautiful skin tint. If you have a dry skin, dull skin, dehydrated skin, this is just gonna give life to your skin. Just so pretty. And the shade is like a perfect match for me. I'm wearing the shade 6. And with this product, you really just want to like tap and bounce the brush on the skin. It blends in really easily. There's not a lot of effort that you need to apply for blending. Like just tap and it's gonna blend out. There's really no need to sweep or swipe. If you sweep or swipe, it's just gonna shear the product out. So if you decide that you want even more sheer coverage than you get from this, then by all means do that. But if you wanna kind of use this as a foundation and get pretty good coverage for a skin tint, just tap the brush on the skin like this. This brush is pretty big, so it's gonna cover a lot of surface area and get your foundation knocked out fast. I've been using this for a couple years, and I remember the first time I applied it, it was one of those products that just really like knocked my socks off. Like I put it on and it was just beyond what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be really light and sheer, almost no coverage, and I was left with like this beautiful complexion. Everything I needed was covered, and the skin looked so natural. Next, we're going to go in with the concealer. This is the We're Even Hydrating Longwear Concealer. I love that it's very hydrating, so if you have dry under eyes, this one's great for you, but it's also long wearing. So it's not a texture that's going to move around, slide around, or fade throughout the day. It's really lovely. And even if you don't have like dry skin, all of us have a little bit more dryness underneath the eye. The skin underneath the eye is the thinnest, and it tends to be a little drier than the rest of the face. So I always recommend using more of a hydrating concealer over something that's more matte, especially once you kind of, you know, when you're late 30s to 40s and beyond. I just feel like hydrating lightweight concealers are always going to look better every time. And I'm going in with the A506. Oh, and you guys, I forgot to tell you my color in this. I applied the shade 22W, so 220 Warm. If you've tried either of these products, will you drop a comment down below and let others know what you think about them? I think it's always helpful to get others' input. Whether you agree with me, disagree, it's always nice to hear what other people think or other people's experience with the product. And if you don't mind also sharing your skin type. So if you're like, I love this product and I have oily skin, that's good for other oily skin types to know. So I'm just gonna tap, tap. And then I always take whatever's left, any excess just in the inner corner, and kind of spread anything left on the lid. Now with concealer, it's really important to take your time. Once you think you've completely blended out, take your concealer brush and just kind of run it on a tissue or a paper towel to remove any excess. Look up and then go back and tap one extra time. When you look up, what you're doing is you're slightly stretching the skin. So any creasing or fine lines that might be there, you're stretching that out and you're absorbing any excess product. So that's really what's going to help with creasing. Perfect. Oh, so good. Look at the skin. It looks so, so good. A nice subtle radiance, but nothing really glowy. It looks very natural. Not really glowy, not matte either, just somewhere in between. Okay, to warm up the face, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Match Stix. This is the shade Amber Suede. This is a really creamy, like bronzer contour color. This is a little more cool tone. I'm going to go ahead and create the lines where I want to apply the product. This is definitely more on the cool side, so think of this as kind of a good contour. But I love that it's not too gray. And I'm going to put a little bit on the side of the nose here, and just kind of right under the tip as well. This formula is really creamy, very easy to blend out. It's also buildable, so it's very easy to work with. And to blend this out, I'm going to go in with a BK Beauty 112 brush. And I'm just going to kind of put some good pressure and press that product out. When I get into the hairline, we're just going to kind of blend it up into the hairline. I also love their cream bronzers. I love the shade Butter Biscuit. It's a really pretty light, cool tone cream, and it comes in a compact. So if you prefer the compact over the stick, that's another recommendation that I have. I would love to know, what do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer compacts or sticks when it comes to like your cream blush, cream bronzer? I love the portability of a stick, and I love how you can either apply it directly to the skin or you can take your brush and load up the product with your brush. So I like the versatility that a stick gives. So pretty. Do you see what that did? We just gave a little definition, a little warmth. I think I'm going to go back and pick up a little bit more product with my brush and apply a little more on my cheeks. Just kind of bring it over a little more. There we go. Next, I'm going to go in with the Suede powder blush, and this is the shade 05 Sundress Season. It's SZN, so however you'd like to say it, that Sundress Season is how I'm going to pronounce that. It's a really pretty peachy shade, and this formula is really nice. It's powder, but it's so fine, and it has a little bit of light reflection to it without any shimmer. So it's going to give a very soft radiance to the skin without any shimmer. Shimmer can sometimes magnify texture. It can make pores look larger, fine lines, and just look at that. And that's so pretty. This is very beautiful and blurring. It's also very buildable, and I'm using the same 112 brush from BK Beauty, and I'm just tapping it onto the skin. This blush is pigmented, but not overly pigmented, so it's easy to work with. Oh, it's so beautiful. This is so pretty. I've had this for a while. It's been sitting in my makeup studio. So I have all of my kind of products that I don't use on a daily basis in my studio. And then in my home, I keep kind of all my current favorites. And this is definitely a product that I'm going to transfer over to my house. I always like when I film videos like this and I'm trying different products I haven't used in maybe a year or so. And I'm reminded of how good they are. This is beautiful. It gives a very, very soft, subtle sheen to the skin, which is perfect, especially if you live in a warm climate or you have oily skin and you don't want it to be too shiny on the cheeks. This is beautiful. Perfect. I'm just going to take a little bit what's left over on my brush, which is not much, and I'm going to run it across the center of the face and connect to the nose. Perfect. Now, I couldn't find my my loose powder by Fenty, which is such a shame because I love the loose powder in the shade Butter. It is beautiful. It is not mattifying, but it's not like real glowy either. But it is the perfect powder to use if you are using a radiant or a glowy or a dewy foundation and you want to set it, but you don't want to mattify it. That is a really great powder to use. So definitely add that to your cart if you're looking for a good kind of natural finish loose powder. I'm just going to go in with another powder that I have here, and I'm just going to set the center of the forehead, set right here, and then underneath the eyes as well. I always approach powder by where I need it, and some days it's different. Some days I feel like I need it all over. Some days I might just need it underneath the eye. It depends on the foundation I'm using. This foundation does set pretty well on its own, so I don't feel the need to like powder the entire face. I'm just powdering the areas that I know I'm going to get a little bit of shine throughout the day, or my makeup might tend to move some. So that for me is my smile lines, it's around the nose, and of course it's underneath the eyes. Oh, the skin looks so, so good, so smooth and so natural. Okay, next we're gonna go in and play with their cream Shadowstix. So I have two shades here. I have the shade Get On Taupe, and then I have the shade Shroom Mate. Let's go ahead and swatch these. One is matte, this is Shroom Mate, and this is more of a matte shade. Ooh, okay, that is gorgeous. It's just a really warm, like brown neutral. That's really beautiful. And then this is Get On Taupe, which has a more metallic finish. So this is more cool tone. Look at that. It's really pretty. It's like a soft patina shade. This is really beautiful. So I'm going to use both of these, something a little cool, something a little warm. When you're on Fenty Beauty's site, you can of course buy these individually, but they actually have like combo recommendations. So it'll recommend which two will complement each other. So you can order that way if you're unsure of like which two to get. So I'm going to start first. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to start first with the matte one. We're going to go in with this one and we're going to apply this all over the lid. Okay, this is gorgeous. This is definitely going inside the house. This is so pretty. Okay, now I like to do one eye at a time here because These products typically, they're real creamy when you first apply them, which is what you want. But then once they dry, if they're a good product, they'll dry and set and stay in place. So you really want to make sure you blend and work the product in before it has time to dry down and set. Because once that happens, you might not be able to blend it out. That's really pretty. I want to do a little bit more. So I'm going to do a little bit more like right here in the crease. That way I can blend that up a little higher. This color is so pretty. So the texture is very creamy. It applies very easily to the skin. You don't have to put a lot of pressure, and it blends out beautifully. That's what you want in a cream shadow stick. You want it to be really creamy on application. You don't want it to be dry. You want it to be creamy, but you also want it to set. So that's always what I look for. When you first apply it, don't worry about it being perfect because you're going to go and move it with the brush. Put the lid on pretty quickly so these products don't dry out. And then go and work it. I also love using the N16. That's usually my preferred brush for cream shadows. I couldn't find one right in front of me, so I grabbed this one because I knew I needed to work quick. Okay, there we go. So I've blended it out all over the lid and extended it just above the crease. Okay, then we're gonna go in with the next shade. This is the like more metallic shade. Again, this shade is Get On Taupe. And we're gonna run this on the closer to the lash line and lid. Whoa, look at that, you guys. Now that has some impact. I wanna keep that impact right in the center of the lid, but I also don't want you to see where it starts and stops. So you wanna make sure that you blend the edges out well. Just kind of tap this on the lid, close it quickly. And I'm using a flatter brush so that I can really work and spread it and control it. If I were to use a big fluffy brush like I used with the first one, it would just spread it in a larger area. And I, again, want to keep this really focused here in the center. Oh, that's beautiful. So we have a nice, really soft, neutral eye with a little bit of highlight in the center of the lid. Very daytime, very wearable. Let's go and add some definition to the lashes. So I'm going to go in with the eyeliner, and this is the shade In Big Truffle. And this is just a really beautiful dark chocolate brown. Let me show you. It's really rich, you guys. This is a good alternative to black. It's very, very deep. In terms of brown, this is like as deep as you can get in a brown. And then on the other side, we have a little smudger if you want to like smudge it or wing it out. We're actually going to use a smudger. You know I love to use brushes, but let's try the smudger out. It's a really fine tip, so you have a lot of precision. Even though it's mechanical and you don't sharpen it, it's nice and tight, so you do have a lot of control. So I'm going to really focus this on the outer corner, kind of layer it up so there's a good amount of product there. Then I'm going to take the other side, the little smudgy side, and we're just going to run it on top. This is going to smooth it out so you don't have to worry about getting your liner perfect. Just get it on there, right? Get it on there and get it close to the lash line, and then use this little tool on the other side to smooth it out. Perfect. Okay. This liner is very, very creamy, so it goes on easily. Yeah, this is pretty. Okay. Next, we're going to take another liner to do our lower lash line. And if you get one thing from Fenty Beauty, this would probably be my favorite product. This is the eyeliner in the shade Puppy Eyes. Let me show you how beautiful this is. This is a beautiful, like bronzy metallic liner. I've got a brand new one here, so I have to twist it up. Look at how pretty. Look at how beautiful that is. Do you see? It is so pretty. This is beautiful on the lower lash line because it's not as strong as like a matte dark brown shade. Also, the shimmer reflects light, and so it softens liner. I love to use this liner all around the eye. But today we're just going to use it on the lower lash line, and I am going to smudge this out with the brush just to like soften it a little bit more. All right, let's go in and let's find... I should have had my brush ready because, again, you want to work with this quickly before it dries down. I'm just going to work with an N24 here, and we're just going to kind of smudge that and soften that a bit. Okay, next I'm going to go and apply mascara, and I could not locate my Fenty Beauty primer and mascara. I'm convinced that one of my girls borrowed it because I could not find it anywhere. So I'm just going to go in with my YSL mascara, and I'm going to apply it at the base of the lashes and just build my lash. Okay, whenever you do this, resist the urge to clean it right away. Let it completely dry down, and then you should be able to remove it much easier. So as much as this is bothering me, I'm just gonna let it sit, you guys. Okay, now that we have our eye makeup on, I'm looking at the face and I feel like I can pump up the blush a little bit. So anytime I have an opportunity to add more blush, I'm gonna take it. So I'm gonna go back in, and this time I'm gonna go in with the N17. I'm gonna use the powder side, which is the darker fibers. And I'm just gonna softly kind of tap this to amp it up a little bit. This blush is beautiful, you guys, really beautiful. It's a powder, but it really looks like a cream on the skin. It's really pretty. Yeah, this is going inside with me. This is so pretty. Again, the shade of this is Sundress Season, shade 05. So good. And this is going to pair really well with the lip that I'm planning on doing. I'm going to do a little bit more of a peachy lip. Let's kind of blot our lip balm off. Going in with the lip liner in the shade Apricot. Okay, these are so creamy and so pigmented. Like, I feel like you could fill in your entire lip with this and it would look like a lipstick. Wow, these are so creamy, you guys. They really do feel like a lipstick formula. So pretty. That is gorgeous. Okay, pretty. Next, I have these Gloss Bomb Stix. I have 3 shades. So let's see which one we're gonna do. I have the shade Fenty Glow, which this one has more shimmer to it. I think I'm gonna skip this one. Ooh, this is pretty though. Ooh, maybe we won't actually. The shimmer's not too heavy. This is Fenty Glow. That's really beautiful. These smell amazing, by the way. And then I have this shade. This is Tulip Kiss. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a really pretty peachy without the shimmer, a little lighter. That's really beautiful. And then I have one that I love, which is Fussy. This is more of a pink. I think we're going to skip this one this time because I just want to go with something a little bit more peach. Yeah, that's more mauvey pink. Let's go in with the second one. We're going to go in with Tulip Kiss. This is so pretty. This is like a soft kind of peachy sherbet lip. Really beautiful. Really light nude peach lip. You could even add a deeper liner to this if you wanted a little more contour around the lips, but this is beautiful. I haven't done a peach lip like this in a while, and I actually love the way this looks. I was thinking about putting a gloss on. I think I am. I think I'm going to put a little bit of this gloss. This is the shade Fenty Glow Heat. This is another top recommendation of mine. If you haven't tried their lip glosses, they are so good. These are my 3 favorite shades. The shade Fussy, which also is the same shade in the lipstick. The shade Sweet Mouth, which is a really pretty just topper shade. It's like a really light kind of icy champagne shade. It goes over any shade beautifully. And then Fenty Heat in the shade Fenty Glow Heat. And this doesn't have any shimmer to it. This is more of like a kind of a warm brownie nude. And I'm just going to add this to slightly darken the lip. But I don't need much because that lipstick already has a ton of shine. So that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. What do we think? I really love it. The eyes is very in line with what I typically do. It's the cheeks and the lip combo that's a little bit different, and I love it. I love a good peachy cheek, and paired with a peachy lip is just like perfection. Okay, you guys, I'm going to tag and link all these products down in the description box below. I will include all the details for the Fenty Beauty sale along with my early access code, so you guys can save 30% off site-wide today and tomorrow. So make sure you take advantage of that. After that, the sale will be live to the public for 25% off. So you get early shopping, early access, and you get an additional savings with my code. So make sure you use it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.